Hello, welcome to the Lisa Loves Yarn podcast. My name is Lisa and you can find me on Ravelry as Lisa Loves Yarn 76 or on Instagram as Lisa Loves Yarn. Welcome to number 5, episode 5 of this podcast for Lisa Loves Yarn, and I'm coming to you from sunny Brisbane in Queensland, Australia, and it's the start of the Labor Day long weekend, so we have Monday off, and it's a lovely sunny day, a bit windy, and it's autumn here, but today it's a bit humid. It's just typical Brisbane. I had my glasses on and they kept fogging up, and it's just way too hot to even wear anything knitted. So yeah, the joys of living in Brisbane. One minute it sort of felt like it was coming into winter, like autumn, and you could get your jammies out that are all wintry, and no. Then the next day it's like, 28 degrees or whatever. So yay! Perfect for knitters, not. Anyway, I'm rambling. So this is just a short episode today because I've only been working on one project which I finished. Awesome! Which I want to show you. So other than that, I've been doing a bit of cross stitch and haven't done much else. So I do have one project I'm going to start for my cousin, which I'll explain shortly. So, ta-da! Here's my little newborn vertebrae cardigan, free pattern off Ravelry. And I have done what I suggested last week, is enhance my knit. Using yarn that I did for my my sister's shawl MCal with Cozy Up Knits designs. You can watch their podcast, Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters, and you can find them on Ravelry as Cozy Up Knits. So I used leftover yarn that I had from that shawl, and the yarn I got from Ginger Snap That One, and she has an Etsy store and she sells awesome like superhero project bags, superhero themed yarn colorways like Black Batman and Spider-Man, so check it out. Really cool stuff. And she brought out this 3 colorway kit specifically for the My Sister Shawl MCal, which is called Pretty in Pink. So the speckly yarn is called Pretty in Pink. The pink yarn is, I think, Blush, and the purple yarn is like Berry. And how awesome is my flamingo today? I must have it in the right angle and you can see the pink better than last time I showed you. Anyway, on to more pink things. My newborn vertebrae, I decided to enhance my knit. That's the hashtag I've got going on Instagram at the moment. So I'm just encouraging people to take a pattern that might be just straightforward plain little cardigan, and then add a few stitches to it to jazz it up, make it your own. So this one I wanted to, because I'm using leftover yarn from the Mystery Knit Along, I wanted to honour the shawl that I made. So it had like a diamond lace pattern in it, so I did a little diamond eyelet pattern there in the middle. It doesn't quite look like it's centered, but I did measure for it to be in the center, so I think it's just a trick of the eye. Sorry, my voice is going. And then I did, there was this sort of lovely lacy basket weave type stitch in the shawl as well, so I incorporated that into the sleeve, and it was just interesting how it turned out slightly different because I was knitting just in the round rather than knitting back and forth like I would be on the shawl, where I would be purling one stitch back. So it ended up being similar but almost the same. And I love how the diagonal of the basket weave goes. It's just really nice and very springy. So that's really pretty. And next time, if I had enough pink yarn, which in the end I did, but I didn't know that at the time, I would have done this bit in pink again just to highlight that lace stitch. And then I've just got the speckle yarn called Pretty in Pink going around the edge, and it's ready for a lovely little lady to wear. So I have someone in mind for that, because I'd forgotten another person that is having a little girl. So I'll be getting in touch with them to send them the little cardigan. How cute. and perfect, just I think the baby might be due in the next couple of months, so perfect as winter sets in. So yeah, so that's my finished object. That's the only knitting I've been working on this week, and then I've kind of got back into cross stitch. I haven't done it since I was in my 20s, and now I've been looking online at all these patterns, and I'm like, you know, cool your jets, Lisa. Let's just start small and work your way up. Don't go for the elaborate patterns, but it's really hard not to impulse buy. So we'll see. We'll see how I go. So I'll show you what I'm going to be working on for my cousin. She lives in the UK. She has a tea set that her mother, that she inherited from her mother when she passed away. And she saw this cute tea cozy with little roses on the top, and she wanted to have someone make it for her. And I said, oh, I'll give it a go. I have never made a tea cozy, but I'm sure I can do it. So I've got this lovely yarn, but I ended up making a mistake. I think I've mentioned this in a previous podcast. I made a mistake when I ordered it, and I should have just got DK weight, and for some reason I was looking at the colours and not thinking about the weight of the yarn, and I picked colours that were Aran weight. But anyway, if it doesn't work out, I'll find some similar colours to use. So this will be the leaf and the roses on top, and this colour, and this is Blacker Classic British Wool, 30% Blue Face Leicester, Aran weight, and the colourway is just called Pale Green, and this one, the pink one, is just called Dark Pink, and it's all the same details. And this one is Outlaw yarn from New Zealand, and it is 45% Polworth, 45% alpaca, and 10% possum. They have a problem in New Zealand with possums being that they're not native to New Zealand. While they're protected here in Australia, that's where they originate here. They're in their native environment. But in New Zealand, they kill a lot of the native animals. So they do cull a lot of possums, but they do use their fur and their yarn, their fur to make yarn and other things. So at least it's not totally for nothing. So this is the yarn, and the colourway, it's a 100-gram ball, and the colourway is called Transius, and it's Outlaw Bohemia Worsted. So I really should have got DK, but anyway, we'll see how we go. I think worsted will be fine, and I really wanted something that was totally natural yarns rather than acrylics or anything, because one, you're not going to wash it all the time as much as you would a jumper or anything like that. So it's easy, it's small, you can just hand wash it in cold water and leave it to dry. And the whole point of having a tea cozy is that it insulates your teapot to keep the tea warm, which if you use an acrylic, it's not going to do the job. So using pure wool or natural fibres is going to do the job. So that's why I picked it, and it's very soft yarn. Obviously it's got possum in it as well, and alpaca, so that makes it nice and luxurious. And why shouldn't your teapot be luxurious? So a while back my mum gave me this, she bought 2 of this book at different occasions. So this is called The Really Wild Tea Cozies by Loani Pryor, and you've probably seen it around in different shops, but anyway, it's got some really outlandish tea cozies. One that looks like coral and this fluffy thing, and this is the one that I'm going to take the pattern off. It's not going to have as many roses on it or anything. I'm just wanting to get the information on how to make the roses and leaves, and on the measurements for how to make the teapot cozy, but it won't be the same stitch, it'll just be more of a plain stitch to match what my cousin found that she liked. But this is, oops, can't see, that's the tea cozy there. So it's really, really lovely. And hopefully it won't be too, it looks pretty straightforward. And one thing I like about this, I'm pretty sure, I think this one is done in the round, because I hate seaming stuff, really hate seaming stuff, even if it's just a little bit. So I'd much rather knit in the round, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing next. And also working on my secret project, the scarf for my friend. So that's what I've got to work on this week. And now I'll just cover off what I've been doing with my cross stitch. So the other week I didn't have this for you, I don't think. So this is the actual pattern that I'm cross stitching, and it's WTC 25175 bookmark, Be Yourself by Lynn Manning. And it just says, it's best to be yourself. And it's a little kit measuring 5 by 16 centimetres. And it's got 3 little cats, as you can see. And they're very cute. This one reminds me of Miss Pearl, because it's grey. And so far, I've almost finished the first kitty. So we won't look at the back. I'm not a professional cross stitcher, I can tell you. But hey, who's going to look at the back when you want to look at the front? And I'll probably back it with some fabric or something, rather than using it necessarily as a bookmark, just so I can display it. So maybe make it into a cushion. So that's the first one left. I've just got a couple more squares to fill in of colour, and then there's the little tail bit, the white bit of the tail. Let's see if I can get that to... And I did double the stitches, like I can't get that to focus, sorry. I did double the stitches on the collar to make it stand out more. So I just cross stitched over and back, and then did it again just to highlight that collar to make it seem more two-dimensional, like not just flat on the thing, and make it stand out. So that's what I've been working on, and I've actually really enjoyed it. And that lamp that I showed you last episode, the daylight lamp that telescopes out, oh my gosh, it is brilliant. It is absolutely the best thing since sliced bread, I tell you. It made such a difference with, I couldn't see the squares before, but now I can. And it's just perfect for sitting on the couch. It's transportable. I can move it around wherever I need to. It's just great. I love it. So I recently, just yesterday, joined a Facebook group for Cross Stitches of Brisbane. So they have a meet-up at the end of the month, so I'm thinking I might go along, and I might see if my I have a you know, like a battery power bank for my it's got little USB ports in it and that, to charge up your phone if you're on the run. So I might see if it actually makes the light work, because it's got a USB plug in the light, so you can take it out of the wall plug and plug it into a USB port. So maybe that might work to do when I go somewhere and I want to do stitching with other people. And digging, it's funny, when you take something back up again, all of a sudden when you're looking, all of these things come out of the woodwork. So I was rearranging all my sewing area, and then all of a sudden I'm finding all of these old cross stitch patterns that I've had for years and not done anything with. So this one I started ages ago, and rule of thumb, don't leave your needle. See the rust mark? Don't leave your needle, because if you don't come back to it for years, it's going to rust and leave a mark on your work. So unfortunately that has left a mark. So there's a possibility I could just get some other yarn that matches in, other thread that matches in, and just do an extra border that covers that up. So that's one way to look at it. And somehow I must have gone wrong. I got away with my stitching when I last did it last time, so the pattern doesn't show it like that. It shows it should be there, the little house, and then one there and one. Sorry about that. I didn't have more of the thread, so I'm just going to get some contrasting thread and put Home Sweet Home there, I think, just to finish that off. And then I found this one that I made for my mum for Christmas ages ago, I think when I was in my 20s, and nothing's ever happened with it. Isn't it cute? It says, have a jolly holiday, and it's got mum in in the snowflakes. So I thought I'll have to, it's done, it just isn't finished off. So I thought I might hem the edges and maybe iron it obviously because it's wrinkly, and maybe put it in a little frame or something for Mum to put up at Christmas time. Though she's in a very tiny place, so she might say just keep it. Even though I'm not a mum, I'm a fur baby mum. Does that count? So yeah, so it's been interesting finding all of these things coming out of the woodwork. And my last project that I did, and I had a laugh with my mum because we're like a bull in a china shop, so to speak, in that we get an idea in our head and we're like, pattern, who cares? Oh, fabric, oh, measuring it? No, who cares? Just drape it over, work it out. So I made it didn't fit properly, but anyway, I tried to make a cover for my sewing machine with some drill type stripy fabric that I had in my stash. But it was a good exercise because now I do have an idea what I want to do to make a proper one. So I made a slit in the top which didn't quite work out, but I put a decorative stitch around the edge. So I mean it does function in that regard, but I have it there so that it can let me pick up the handle. And it's just not wide enough to go all the way down, but it fits most of it. So, if I can get this off. Oops. So this is it here, and I just did a box corner, and look how terrible this is, as I was trying to pull in the edges to make a hole. So what I'm going to do is work out do the same as I did before, just drape the fabric over and get the general length, hem the bottom, and then I'm going to cut it in half and do a nice edge on each side and then re-seam it back together, then put the box corner in, and then it'll fit perfectly. So I've actually got, I'll just check, sorry, I've actually got this flamingo fabric, which I thought would be perfect, seeing as I have my, is that recording? No. Sorry about that. Keep stopping. So I've got this flamingo fabric, how cute is that, that I was making some little dog kerchiefs out of, and it goes so perfectly with my pink flamingo. I thought, how cool would that be to have my matching covers, and I have like absolutely heaps of fabric. So I'm going to make one for my, sorry about that, one for my Singer overlocker, and I don't know what's happened to the light there, but anyway, one for my Singer overlocker, and one for my brother sewing machine. And I do have another brother sewing machine, a more modern one, which I might make another cover for that because, hey, I've got enough fabric, why not? So, yeah, so that's everything. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm so happy that I finally got this done again a week away rather than waiting 3 weeks to get it to you. And I'll try and endeavour to do that each week, or at least once a fortnight. So fingers crossed, but my camera keeps dying on me, so I'm going to have to invest in a proper camera. But anyway, till next episode, happy stitching, happy knitting, happy doing whatever craft you're doing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.